He answered one letter out of every 10. Somehow, Maya loved him more for it, not less. It took her 2 years to understand why. This is her confession. Every evening, Maya wrote by the lamp until the tea went cold. She was a writer, or she used to be. Her notebook had been full of her own stories once. Now its pages held only drafts of letters, and every draft began with the same name, written more carefully than all the rest. His name was Julian. They had met one autumn, and for 3 perfect weeks he had looked at her like she was the only interesting thing the world had ever made. She had never been looked at like that before. Then he moved to the city, and the letters began. Hers were 3 pages, sometimes 4, written slowly and copied out twice. His were 3 lines, dashed off in a hurry she could feel through the paper, when they came at all. Still, she walked to the postbox every single morning, just in case. Maya kept his replies in the back of her notebook, tied together with a small faded ribbon. 4 letters in 2 years. She knew this was not much. She could also recite every word. She had read them the way sailors read stars. Her friends said the obvious thing: "Forget him. He is not choosing you." And Maya would nod and agree and go home and check the postbox anyway. Love is not stupid, but it is stubborn in ways that look the same. Winter came. The letters did not. Here is the strange part, the part Maya was ashamed of. His silence did not weaken her feelings. It sharpened them. The less he gave, the more she gave, as if her heart believed it could pay for both of them. Then, in February, something happened by accident. Maya fell ill. For 3 weeks she wrote nothing. No letters, no small updates, no pressed flowers in the envelope. For the first time in 2 years, her side of the conversation simply stopped. And into her silence, something arrived. It was the warmest letter Julian had ever written, 2 full pages. He had been thinking about that autumn. He missed her, and as Maya read it, her joy kept tripping over a cold little question. Why now? She checked the dates and saw the pattern for the first time. His warmth always arrived just as she was walking away. She spread 2 years of memory across the desk like a map. Spring, her longest silence, his sweetest letter. Summer, her happiness, his vanishing. Her leaving was the only thing that ever made him arrive. Maybe you know this pattern. Maybe you learned it by heart long before anyone explained it to you. Maya did not sleep that night. Julian was not a monster. He was not in the city drawing plans of her heart. He simply reached for her whenever he felt her leaving, the way people reach for closing doors. Careless people are rarely cruel on purpose. But knowing the pattern did not free her. That was the frightening discovery. She could see the trap clearly now, from the inside, with the door wide open, and still felt her hand reaching for the pen. She wrote back that same evening. 4 pages, pen. And the old dance resumed. His brief warmth, her long hope, the postbox mornings, the tea going cold beside the lamp, while she reread 3 lines, as if a fifth reading might grow a fourth line. Spring returned. Her own notebook stayed empty, somewhere in those 2 years. Without ever deciding it, Maya had stopped writing her stories. Chasing takes the same hours that living does. It just pays less, and it never once pays in advance. Then one evening, she noticed the ribbon, the small faded ribbon that tied his 4 letters together. She had owned it for so long, she had forgotten where it came from. Then she remembered, and the remembering changed everything. When Maya is still young, her father worked in a faraway city. He came home twice a year, carrying gifts and tiredness. Once, he brought her a ribbon and told her that her stories were wonderful. She was 8. Her grandmother told her the same thing every single day. But it was the ribbon she kept. It was his voice she wrote for. Long before Julian, Maya had learned a quiet lesson that nobody meant to teach her. Love that is rare feels earned. Love that is everywhere feels invisible. She had spent her whole life mistaking scarce for special. She held the ribbon for a long time. She had tied his 4 letters with her father's ribbon. She had never once noticed herself doing it. We rarely notice the moment we hand an old wound a new name. Summer passed. She kept writing to Julian, but something had shifted. She watched herself now, the way you watch a friend making a familiar mistake, gently, sadly, unable to look away. Seeing clearly, she was learning, is only the first half of leaving. Then one night, she untied the ribbon and read all 4 letters in a row, and she saw them without hope in her eyes. Polite, thin, careful never to promise anything. They were not letters. They were receipts, proof of purchase sent whenever her leaving threatened his comfort. Scientists say rewards that come sometimes hold us tighter than rewards that come always. Maya had been paying full price for sometimes. Perhaps you have felt it. The message reread 5 times. The person you check on, who never checks on you. The reply that took 3 days and ruled all 3 of them. The truth was almost funny. She was not in love with Julian, not the real one. She was in love with 3 weeks in autumn, 2 years ago. She had been writing letters to a memory. He had merely been signing them. Maya stopped writing to Julian, not angrily, quietly. The strangest part came after. She had expected to miss him. Instead, she found she missed the waiting, the postbox mornings, the checking. Hope, it turns out, is also a habit, and habits mourn, even the ones that starve us. Autumn again. The postbox went unvisited. Slowly, other things grew back into the empty hours. Her grandmother's recipes, cooked from memory, long walks with no postbox at the end of them. And there was her friend Elias from the bookshop, who had answered every letter she had ever sent him, usually within a day. She counted once. She had never needed to. One evening she caught herself doing the old arithmetic. Elias answers everything, said some small voice. So it must not be worth much. Maya stopped. She knew that voice now. It was 8 years old, and it was holding a ribbon. This time, she did not obey it. She began to answer steadiness with steadiness. Not romance, not yet, maybe not ever. Just the quiet, radical act of valuing what shows up. It felt strange and unfamiliar at first, like writing with her other hand. Most healing does. And one evening, she opened her own notebook. The first page in 2 years. Her pen hovered, then moved. The story that came out was about a girl, a ribbon, and a postbox that never had the answer. She wrote until the tea went cold beside her and never once noticed. She mailed one last letter to Julian that month. It was short and calm, 3 lines in fact, which made her smile. Thank you for autumn. I am going to stop waiting now. I hope the city is kind to you. He replied faster than he ever had before. Of course he did. The warmest letter yet. He wanted to visit. He named a month. A year earlier, this would have bought 2 more years of her life. Maya read it twice. She knew this machine now. She set it down, untied. The ribbon went into a drawer. Gently, a memory. We do not chase people because they are special. We chase them because they are scarce, and the heart mistakes scarce for precious. But attention you must chase is not love arriving. It is love leaving, slowly, while you hold the door. What is rare is not always valuable, and what is steady is not boring. Sometimes it is only rare. Sometimes it is the whole point. Maya still writes every evening, by the lamp, until the tea goes cold. The pages fill with her own stories now. And that winter, for the first time in her life, she finished one. She was mailing it one ordinary morning when she stepped back into a stranger. Papers everywhere, apologies tangling, then a smile she did not have to earn. He asked what she was sending. My story, she said, and meant it in both ways. Neither of them looked away first. 2 years, for the shortest lesson in the world. The people who love you never make you guess. And to the one meant for you, you will never be too much. You will simply be enough. If you like this story, please don't forget to subscribe